the Mind of Basketball podcast, also known as M.O.B podcast. I am Evan.
And I'm Ja.
And this is our basketball podcast. We recap, break down, and analyze plays and teams from the previous games from the previous day. Yo, what is wrong with you?
What?
I'm doing the intro, like we always do. Every time I'm Evan.
And I said I'm Ja. I'm Ja.
And I'm Ja. Oh yeah, I forgot I'm on YouTube. And I am Ja. Like, what's wrong with you?
I didn't even post for that look. I went quickly. I don't know.
No, you did not.
Yes, I did.
Oh, right, I saw the playback. It was like 3 seconds.
Well, it was not 3 seconds. It was
like a wrestling pin.
It was not 3 seconds. I went quickly. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh, man. How are you today? It's Sunday afternoon.
Oh, I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm chilling.
You got your head in the game?
Maybe not.
I could tell maybe not. I had to pick for you. I had to pick an answer. you so all over the place. You don't know what's going on.
Yeah. I be moving around. You know what I mean? Got to move like as if .
Yeah, man. You gotta stay off from drugs. It's a sin.
All right.
I'm doing good as well. I hope everyone having a good day. I hope everyone will have a good day. Not many games happened last night, but some interesting topics, some things to discuss. So we're gonna go right into it. Starting off with the battle in Brooklyn, the second full game of the big three of the Brooklyn Nets: James Harden, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, facing off against the undermanned Heat team without Hero and Butler once again. Basically, how this game went was the Nets were up by like 20. I look down, a few seconds. I look up, the Heat are down by 1. Oh my gosh.
I look back up, they down by 1.
In the fourth quarter. I thought the Nets had this in the bag. And even though they did win, it was the way they won. They maintained the lead. They never gave up the lead, but they should have won this with more ease. I mean, they're missing he's missing one of their key players. Butler has been out for I don't know how long now.
Yeah.
This should have been a relatively comfortable win for the Nets. And yet the turnovers plagued them throughout the entire game.
Exactly.
That allowed the Heat to come back into the game. Turnovers.
Exactly.
That's not winning basketball. That's not championship basketball.
Especially for an offensive team like that to be so lousy with the ball and the mistakes that you make. Like, it's just like, again, a team like the Miami Heat who plays with like a lot of heart and dog, they
thrive off that. Yeah, they thrive off that. That's their energy.
And that's the main reason to why they got back into this game. They noticed the fact of they disciplined themselves defensively like they always do. That's the Heat culture. And they had their offense going. That the moment they saw the Nets being so careless with the basketball, that it was there for the taking. You could see that it was going to eventually get to a point where the Heat was going to start to build up some kind of run to stay close in this game.
Yeah, James Harden was really struggling offensively. I mean, like heading into the fourth quarter, he was 0 for 4. He had 9 assists. So when you're a superstar and you're not having a good night scoring, you have to do other things. Like if you're not having a good night scoring, what are you doing otherwise to benefit the team? So last night it was his passing game.
Yeah,
he was able to get his team into rhythm and into flow, and had them scoring. And even though he couldn't.
Yeah, that has been the thing for him recently. I think that's one of the big things. Yeah, surprisingly, like we all know Harden for being big in the scoring. Harden being big in the scoring category, but yeah, as of recently, I think these past 3 games, he has been more of a facilitator, being a playmaker, while Kyrie and KD has been more the scoring options. And you can see how it's been a big benefit for the team. But yet this game, even though he had 9 assists, he has also been a few times lousy with the basketball in terms of his passing and his decision making. And again, the Miami Heat, a team like that, thrives off of that. And as a result, Bam just had it cooking. That's all.
When I said a couple of nights ago, if you want to have a breakout game, like,
Yes.
the Nets are the team to do it. Bam Adebayo was just cooking. And I mean, yeah, the Nets don't have a post defense defender or post defense system, a defensive system. DeAndre Jordan isn't what he used to be. And sure, he can put up a good fight, but what about the switches? You know, what if someone switches on to Bam? That's easy pickings.
Exactly. And no disrespect to KD, but KD not stopping. Sorry.
Yeah, KD not stopping Bam. And of course, obviously Bam not stopping KD, but
that's a given. That's a given. That
yeah,
Bam.
but Bam, every time he was in that post or every time he was in a fast break situation, he was looking to score. He was looking to be aggressive, and he was, and he did score.
Yep.
And that's why he had 41. Jeez, it's like the Nets, the defense is just so bad.
Yeah. And we always talked about it. It's just like, it goes two ways. If you want to beat this Nets team, there's two ways to do it. You do it you can't do it defensively. So you got to so the only way
do it offensively.
You got to do it offensively. You have to stay close with them. But if you're a good defensive team, you could try to limit them and take over situations in which they're being lousy and careless with the basketball, and which you just saw tonight by the Miami Heat.
Yeah. Well, like in this case, like their defense is bad, but their defense could have been bad, and they still could have got a comfortable lead. It's just the turnovers, turnovers that really plagued them, and it really got the Heat back to the game. And he had so many opportunities to take the lead, and just missed opportunities. Offensive foul by Dragic, missed shots, missed open looks by Robinson. And there was a point where the Heat were down by 3. They didn't call timeout.
Yeah.
What was up with that? They said they passed the ball to Bam down. It was like 6 seconds left. Why is Bam getting the ball like on a fast break? You're not down by 1 with like 10 seconds remaining.
Exactly.
Call timeout, set up a play. You have one of the best 3-point shooters in the league on your team.
Yeah. Robinson got that, but at least he did get it at one point, and he got fouled. He got fouled.
Yes, he did. But by that time, the game was pretty much, it was too out of reach.
Yeah.
And heads up play by Harden to realizing what happened with Sexton a couple nights ago and forcing that double overtime. Fouled Bam. Bam made 1 of 2. So that set them back even more. That's just bad clock management. You got to call a timeout. What is up with it? The Suns made the same mistake 2 nights ago. Call timeout. I don't understand.
They're playing so fast that they tend to forget, sometimes in moments like these, you got to play slow, and they just everything just go over their heads.
Yeah. Real quickly, but back to the Nets, though. Yeah, he got back into the game, but the main reason why the Nets won this game was because of Kyrie Irving. That fourth quarter, he had it going. Yeah, he got back to the game, but once they got back to the game, it was a Kyrie Irving show. Fourth quarter points, I think he had 15 of them.
Yeah, he was doing what we usually see. Before I even talk about Kyrie, let's talk about the fact that I felt like KD owned the third quarter. He had a really good, strong third quarter, and then Kyrie had the rest of the fourth quarter to just ball out the moves that he was putting on, the ability to create his own shot, getting into space and finishing around the rim, all those things he was doing, drawing fouls. Like, he just had it going. He just had it cooking in that fourth quarter, and they were able to. And just like what you said, that was the main reason why they was able to pull out this game, mainly because of him down the stretch right there.
Yep. So finally, the Big 3 Nets finally get their first win
altogether.
Yep. Credit to the Heat for fighting and staying into the game, though bad clock management and missed opportunities down the stretch cost them this game. But a good win by the Nets. Hopefully now they can get rolling with this Big 3 lineup and get it going and get into the top seed of the Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
But all right, that was the only national televised game that was on. So let's go around the league. Anything that you saw, Ja? Anything that you want to talk about? Anything that you noticed? The floor is yours.
I watched the Rockets versus Mavericks game, and let's just say, like, Boogie Cousins look like the Boogie Cousins of old. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
he did. Yes, he
He looked
did.
good. He had looked good. I think he had like 30 and, like, correct me if I'm wrong, like 15, 17 rebounds.
I think he had 28 and 13. Let me check. Let me check. He had. I went to the Pelicans. Boogie Cousins. I said now I went to Golden State.
I would say that like 3 years ago, bro.
Then I went to the Lakers. Now playing. Yeah, he had 20. He had 28 and 17.
He had 28 and 17. He just looked good, but he just looked good. He was hitting his threes. He was being a bully down low in the post. Like, he was babying Carly Stein. Let's just get that out the way for a fact. And, like, he just looked good. He looked comfortable for this first time. No tech, no nothing. Like, I saw he was going crazy. But this whole Rockets team was just playing it on both ends, to be honest.
Well, maybe because I have to talk because Oladipo didn't play and neither did Christian Wood. But you said they were playing like with offensively and defensively both ends, like with energy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, someone did come back. Maybe there's a reason for that. Who was that man that came back?
One of the best playmakers, one of the best point guards. Yes, sir. John Wall. John Wall came back and he was doing it on both ends. He didn't have a big scoring output, but you could see his imprint on the game big time. He looked good. He looked comfortable. And let's talk about Eric Gordon. Eric Gordon had it was raining from three, and
Yes.
he like they couldn't. And I'm not gonna lie, he was getting to the basket too. He was
Yeah,
really finding ways
like Hornets Eric Gordon.
yeah, he was like the Hornets Eric Gordon. So he also just had it going offensively everywhere on the court. And also, who else was it? David Nwaba. David Nwaba, he had a really good game, especially defensively. That's his strong suit for this team. So just and believe it or not, the Rockets went small ball this game. And they cooked Luka in the match. How they cook Luka.
Yep.
No,
Jeez, man.
Mavs just been inconsistent when it comes to the
Half of the league has been inconsistent.
yeah, to be honest.
Besides the Lakers, the Clippers, the Sixers.
Mm-hmm. And that's it. That's it.
Oh, and another team that we will talk about in a bit. Besides that, I mean, everybody else is just so inconsistent.
Exactly.
I mean, geez, just win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, 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 win, 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 loss. Like, if that's what it feels like,
Yeah.
besides like certain teams like going on like winning streaks, like Memphis currently on a winning streak and all that. Who else? I think there's another team that's on a winning streak. I don't remember. But
yeah, I don't know.
like Cleveland's on a winning streak and like Atlanta's on a winning streak. But like, besides those streaks, and I bet you right after that, they're about to go on a 2-game losing streak or 3-game losing streak. So like, I don't understand. Like, everybody's just so inconsistent.
Yeah.
They can never like go on like a big stretch or no, they can't win like 5 out of 6.
Well, the only excuse I could make is the fact of just starting the season like this, the way they started, because they usually have some time to get prepared and everything and stuff like that. But with this whole situation and having to rush into the season, it's just like it's probably has been hard for all these teams, to be honest. But yet the ones who are able to keep it consistent, like what you said, the Lakers, the Clippers, and the Sixers, they've been able to still have that kind of life. Outside of that, I think teams are still getting adjusted in a way.
Yep. And before we continue with around the league thing, well, I mean, this is around the league, so I shouldn't really say that. We got to talk about a specific player, this historic milestone that was surpassed last night. Stephen Curry finally passed, well, finally in 10 years, passed Reggie Miller for second all time in 3-pointers made.
It's just upsetting that he got blown out.
We'll get into that in a second. Let's praise Curry before we just shit on his team. But I mean, just at this point in his career, and when I mean this point in his career, he's not like 36.
Yeah,
He's not 38. He's not 35. He's not 34.
he's only 33.
And he's been in the league. He's been in the league since '08.
Oh yeah, 08, 09.
Well,
Oh,
'09, '09,
09.
right?
Yeah, 2009. Yes.
2009, 2009.
Yeah.
And injuries plagued him early in his career. So his journey really started like in 2011, 2000,
Yeah.
2010, because of all the injuries that he had early in his career.
Yep.
So just like basically for the past decade, only took him a decade. Really, only a decade to do this.
Yeah.
And he's not even done. He doesn't look past his prime. He doesn't look out of shape. He doesn't look like he's slowing down
It looked like
anytime
he's just
soon.
getting started. It looked like he's just getting started. I'm like, what?
And he's already second.
Mhm.
Passing Reggie Miller. Remember, Reggie Miller was first when Curry came to the league.
He was.
That was passed by currently the number one
Yeah.
and made 3-pointers made. That was Ray Allen.
Yeah, Ray Allen.
So you think you can pass Ray Allen?
Hell yeah. Look it.
How long?
If he did this in a decade already, mind you, with all the injuries and stuff, I give him, I say 4 more years, 3 to 4 more years. Probably less the way he's playing right now, probably even less, probably 2.5.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Curry's just like a sensational talent, once generational, one of the most inspirational players
Yeah, but
of
not in the
all
Hall of
time.
Fame yet, though.
He will be.
You don't know what I'm talking about when I say that. You never heard Michael Jordan say that about him?
He did. Jordan said that.
Yeah, but because he said that in the interview, saying that he's not in the Hall of Fame yet, though.
Yo, Jordan got some problems, man. Oh man. Well, yeah. Shout out to Curry. Special milestone already, passing one of the greats, Hall of Famer Reggie Miller, and he's not done. But his team, after losing to the Knicks, and of course Draymond getting technical foul in such an embarrassing fashion, they come back. And remember when I said there's one of these teams that I won't mention because we're gonna talk about them later.
But he had a winning streak. That's the one team with a winning streak.
That's the team with the winning streak, with the highest winning streak currently, I believe. That is the Utah Jazz, who has just been on fire. Just been on fire. Just dusting away the Warriors. Yeah, Curry, get your little record, but that's all you're getting tonight.
That's the only bright spot for you.
Yeah, because we dropping 127 on you.
Oh, man.
You and your team. Wiseman, Draymond, that little light-skinned kid, Oubre. Like it's not gonna be pretty for your team.
It is.
And it wasn't. It was not. I mean, at one point, I think the score was like 90-66. I think at one point when I saw. But yeah, the Jazz has just been dominating on a dominant performance. Now on an 8-game winning streak.
Yeah, man. Oh man, I thought it was about to be another 50-point blowout we was about to see this season, man.
The
way that they were going, they had it going from the gate on both ends, just 3 paint, defense, protecting the basketball at all times. Like they just had it going, and like I felt like Donovan Mitchell took to heart what a certain NBA legend said. G14 classification kind of pushed him, and it kind of pushed his whole team. It pushed his whole team.
No, I was thinking about something, but I'll talk about it for the predictions that we're gonna do tonight later on.
Yeah,
but yeah, before we leave this topic, I just want to say something that's scary about the Jazz. It's not just like, oh wow, like Donovan Mitchell has really been taking over, or oh wow, Rudy Gobert has really stepped up his game. This is a team effort. Everybody is playing at a high level. From Mitchell, from Gobert, from Clarkson, from Ingles, from Bogdanovich, from O'Neal, from Conley. Like, it's scary. like when everybody's clicking like that,
It's scary. Yeah.
yeah, that's like championship caliber like team.
Yeah.
Scary.
Yep. That's one of the many one of the unselfish teams in terms of chemistry and like just overall communication. Like if you just see them play all the time, they just have one of the greatest flows. They the way that they move the ball around and help each other get easy shots and everything, it just looks good to them.
Yep. So shout out to the Jazz for getting their eighth straight win against this Warriors team. Before we go on to predictions, there is one more game that we must discuss, which back to back, uh, the Nuggets and the Suns game from the overtime thriller that happened on Friday to a double overtime thriller that happened Saturday night.
Yeah.
And Devin Booker did not play, due as we confirmed, as it was confirmed, he did get hurt in those little final minutes in OT.
Yeah, hamstring.
So yeah, so he did not play. But nonetheless, still a very entertaining game. Still a very fun game to watch, even from the Suns' perspective, because they was really balling and they was hooping, and Chris Paul had it going, and Aiton had it going, and the Nuggets. Actually, I'm gonna save the Nuggets for you because I think you want to talk about somebody. But yeah, just like a great, let's see, performance from. It looked like the Suns was about to win this game, and then someone hits a three to send it into overtime, and then the Nuggets look like they're about to win this game, and then Crowder hits a three to send it into double overtime, and then the Nuggets was able to pull away late in that fourth quarter, in that second overtime to close the deal and get this 2-game sweep against the Suns.
Yeah. Oh well, just like we said, that person from the Nuggets. Finally, he finally was able to start off the game well. Like I just don't know. Like this is what we like to see from him on a constant basis, starting off the game well and taking that into like throughout the progression of the game, going down into the stretch and everything. Like you know what I mean. Jamal Murray just had it going in the beginning. He just had it going in the beginning. Tough shots, nice shots, mid range, 3-point. He's doing what we like to see him do. And I was just like, I need to see this from him more because we all see the star potential he has, but yet he has been inconsistent with it also. So if he could be more consistent with it, it would be a great thing. But outside of that, just like how it was last game, it was a whole team effort with the Nuggets. Jokic was still doing what Jokic does. The team just had it clicking, and it was just a thriller from both sides. It was just a thriller from both sides.
Yep, an entertaining and great game, possibly a playoff matchup. Now I do want to see them in the playoffs. I know, like, if they can just bring this to the table, it's just gonna be a fun series. But a great game, a great, well played, competitive game by the Suns, even without their best player, and a good win, good back to back wins for the Nuggets. As we both said, yeah, they needed to pick it up now. Like you need to separate yourself from the rest of the West now. And I think now is the time.
Because if you mean Utah in the playoffs again, it's not going like how it went down the last time. That's all.
We'll
Mark
see.
my words on that. Mark my words on that.
All right, we'll see. All right. Now it is time for predictions. Tonight's set of games. We got an early set of early game. So we shall go right into it. Starting off with a 1 o'clock game on NBA TV. Primetime we'll be discussing features the Toronto Raptors and the Indiana Pacers. Who you got?
Whoa, sorry. I got the Pacers.
You got the Pacers. I rolled my eyes when I said the Raptors because yeah, they're disappointing. But
You got the Pacers.
I'm not gonna do that. I got the Raptors. I got
I'm about to say you
the Raptors.
But I got the Pacers. I thought you.
I think they got some momentum, and I think I can keep it going.
Yeah.
Next up, the Thunder, the Clippers. Clippers. The Hornets or the Magic.
Magic.
Hornets. The Cavs or the Celtics. Should be an interesting one.
Celtics. They need a win, man. Oh my gosh, they just need to learn how to win.
I'm gonna surprise some people. I got the Cavs.
Nah, they've been going crazy as of recently. So yeah, well, specifically Colin Sexton. But,
I mean, when you really crazy, I mean, they just beat the same team twice.
yeah.
I
But
wouldn't say they're going
they
crazy,
went
but
crazy in both of those games. Crazy in both of those games, man.
true. The next primetime game that we'll be discussing, and the last primetime game, features the on a little streak there in Atlanta. The Atlanta Hawks up against the Milwaukee Bucks, who need a bounce back win from these back-to-back losses they've had against the Nets and the Lakers. Who do you have?
I got an upset. I got the Hawks.
The Hawks, that's not a bad pick, especially with how Trae Young and Clint Capella has been playing. Clint Capella has been playing like a monster. It's only a matter of time until Shaq call him out. Well, I got the Bucks, as you said, with the who's the Celtics. The Bucks need this. They need to bounce back to get their momentum back.
Yeah.
Next, the Wizards of the Spurs.
Spurs. Ooh, the
Oh
Wizards?
wow! Wait, whoa! Let me
Wizards
not
are
just say
playing?
that to gloss over that. The Wizards are playing.
Yeah, I'm
Clap
about
it
to
up,
say,
everyone.
Wizards are playing?
Yeah, now let's see if they can play some defense.
Oh, the Cap. No, stop.
I think. Hey, I got the Wizards. Haven't seen them in like 2 weeks.
The inauguration just happened, so like they getting back on track.
Oh yeah. So I think they get some momentum. I think they rail rested. So hey, I think they can beat the Spurs.
Yeah.
And lastly, the Knicks up against the Trailblazers. I think McCollum is still out.
I got the Knicks.
You got the Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is tough for me. But I got the Knicks as well. All right. Now I think it's time to wrap things up. Any final thoughts?
No.
As usual, great input from my co-host.
I guess Embiid had a really good game. I guess
Embiid's been balling.
Yeah, he's making his case. He's top 3 for MVP right now, in my opinion.
Yep, it's only a matter of time for Shaq coming him too.
Stop. G14 classification coming your way.
Oh yeah, Shaq on a mission.
He's on the bench.
Oh man, but
just watching B be like, all right.
Yeah, man, me has been playing with the purpose, and I love to see it. I love to see his aggression and how he's been balling out, taking back the reins of best center in the league. Even though Jokic, he's still right there. It's neck and neck. To me, I think it's debatable for either one. I don't think any answer is wrong for best center in the league, Jokic or Embiid, especially how they're playing.
Yeah. If you want to ask this before the season started, it was obviously Jokic with the way Embiid finished out, but
yeah. Mm-hmm. But Embiid this season, Embiid's been playing, I think, better than Jokic. Well,
yeah, he has been. No, he has been.
No, scoring wise, but Jokic is averaging a triple double.
Yeah,
he's leading as a big man. He's leading the league in assists. Yeah. Take that out, Vitas.
But okay, he's been averaging a triple double and he's leading the league in assists. But yet the Nuggets have been up and down, inconsistent. Don't get me wrong; he has maintained his consistent play. But the comeback hits from Colorado, yes, sir. But the Nuggets have still been up and down, while Embiid has been dominant, and his team has always been at the top right now. I think they're still number 1 in the East.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. So
check. Yes, they are.
That's the reason why I'm making the case for Embiid being better than Jokic this season on the individual.
That's not a bad case for you to make. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching today's pod. Make sure you tune into tomorrow's podcast. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And once again,
you get to say what.
Oh, my fault.
Nah, you good. You good.
You distracted me because I don't know what you're doing. And I'm like, you.
I was itching
like
something.
this.
I was itching something.
Yeah. Well, your ankle monitor?
Yes. It's giving me pain. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Next time, don't leave the house.
had to go walk my dog. I'll make sure you follow our IG page down in the description below.
And once again, I'm Evan,
And I'm Ja.
and this was the Mind of Basketball podcast.
Yeah, how many seconds was that? Did you count it? How many seconds was that?
You so lame. Goodbye, everybody.
Have a good